In Matthew 23:12, Jesus says, "And whoever exalts himself will be humbled, and he who humbles himself will be exalted." James said in James chapter 4, he said that God gives grace to the humble but resists the proud. And then Paul in Philippians, talking about the humility and the humbling of Christ in chapter 2, where he talks about the laying aside of the power of Christ. So Christ laid aside the power of his deity, but not the expression of his deity, meaning he was always God. He was always God come down as a man, but he laid aside that power and relied wholly and completely upon the power of the Holy Spirit by faith, the entirety of his life on earth. He's talking about that laying aside of power and the humility of Christ while on this earth. And he says in chapter 2, verse 8, "And being found in appearance as a man, he humbled himself and became obedient to the point of death, even the death of a cross." The life of a believer is going to be the ultimate humility. It's living in a way saying, I can't do it. I can't do anything. I can't live for God. I can't do even the basic things in my life that need to be done, providing for myself, taking care of myself, living, even in a good way where I'm not wicked, right? Because the flesh is wicked, the heart is wicked that we have, that we're given. But we're made a new creation. Paul calls it a circumcision of the heart. So the heart is operated on by God when we're saved, and it's continually operated on each and every day for the believer who takes up their cross daily, meaning this humbling, this humility, saying, God, I can't do it. I need you to do it. I look wholly and completely to what you did at Calvary's cross, and allow that power, the power that resonates through that covenant that we have, through your Holy Spirit, to work on me and change me each and every day. There's things that need to go each and every day, and there's things that need to be implanted into me. The works of my flesh need to go, and the fruits of the Spirit need to come into my life, to live a life that's pleasing to you, which is what the believer with a new heart wants to do. If you don't want to live a life that's pleasing to God and you claim to be born again, I would really question that. I would question whether or not you are actually in the faith, because your heart should be directed towards God now as a believer. Now, I'm not saying you won't fail. You will fail. Look in the Bible. Look at David, a man after God's own heart, a man who failed many times. But it wasn't that God was saying you have to live sinlessly perfect to be a person, a man or a woman after my heart. It's a man or a woman of faith who constantly looks to God, trusting in the Lord with all their heart, leaning not on their own understanding, right? In all your ways acknowledging him and letting him direct your paths. That is what we do as new covenant believers. We look to the new covenant of blood, which Jesus said, the new covenant in my blood. We look to that. We allow the power of the Holy Spirit to change us, to do in us what needs to be done, and slowly conform us each and every day into the image of Christ.